Welcome to Inside Design with Kandrak and Cole, hosted by two nationally published Atlanta interior designers, Joanne Kandrak and Kelly Cole. These energetic women are also world travelers, charity givers, and bloggers with a wealth of information to share and stories to tell about the interior design world. Okay, now just a warning, this is going to be fun and not too serious. After all, they still do have an interior design business running at full speed.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Kelly and this is Inside Design with Kandrak and Cole. This is episode 19. Wow. And we are going to be talking about today how to be a dream client.
So our clients come in all shapes and sizes, and they have interesting histories and stories to tell. They come from all regions of the country, varied backgrounds, different budgets, and different goals. So the ideal and most common residential client for Kandrak and Cole is a married couple, highly educated, traveled with corporate jobs, and no time to make their home beautiful.
Thank God. So we're really lucky that our screening process is such that seriously, like 90% of the time, we end up with really wonderful clients. Now, we could tell you a whole bunch of stories about some nightmare clients that we've had and many that we've had to fire.
That's juicy gossip for another show.
It is. It really is. And it might be next week's as a follow-up to this one. I think that would be good. So we thought we'd share with you guys how to be a dream client because honestly, these qualities can apply not only to interior design, but really to all contract work.
Definitely. And it really makes a difference on how the outcome of the job
For sure.
turns out. So one of the big things is to do your homework.
Mm-hmm. And there's lots of homework to
There's
be done.
lots of homework. But one of the things that really is kind of a pet peeve for us, and it happens a lot, is to be on the same page with your significant other before we arrive at your home. We've had some doozies.
We do. We have. I mean, we've been like in the middle of like a brawl. I mean, like so disrespectful to one another.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh dear.
Yeah. So be ready. Talk about what the priorities are that the two of you have agreed upon. I mean, sometimes we have to talk it through and help them to prioritize, but just kind of be ready for when we get there. And then the big one, what's your budget?
Because a lot of times one partner has a way different priority level and willingness to spend than the other. And that puts us in an awkward
And it's
situation.
funny. Sometimes it's the woman, sometimes it's the man.
Yeah, it really does vary. It's not one or the other. So I was reading this blog by this guy, Sean Lowe, and it was great. It was how to be a great client. But he kind of put a different spin on it that we're going to talk about today. But he said, great clients are made, not born. And that is so true. We've got some naturals, but then we've got a lot that need a little assistance. So we thought this would be helpful today.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the things that is at the top of our list when we go to a consultation is we ask people to think about how you live because functionality is key. So is your current space working for you? Do you have enough storage? Are your guests comfortable? Can we rework a space or knock down a wall? You know, do you like, what kind of seating do you like? Just walk through your house with fresh eyes and prioritize before we come there and think about how you want your home to flow, function, operate for play, work, and quiet time.
Yeah, because I think, it's natural that you just get used to the way your home is. And if you're going to go to the expense of hiring a professional interior designer, it's now's your chance to really kind of step back, take a breath, look at your home and think, what's been bothering me? What works? What doesn't? Something that may be very overwhelming to you is not overwhelming to us, and we can help you make it happen. For example, we were at a brand new client's house yesterday. The lighting they have this beautiful kitchen and this huge keeping area, but the lighting was really cockamamie, and all it really needed was a kind of some pendants and some new, some additional can lighting. And that may seem like, oh my God, that's kind of a big deal. That's one call to our great electrician, Steve. They were going to have the house painted anyway. So any kind of sheetrock work that was done was going to be repainted.
Yeah.
It really wasn't that big of a deal.
So they had just bought this home. Okay, so they're moving from a 750 square foot place in Midtown Atlanta to a, what do you think that house was, 3,500 square feet, maybe? Really big.
Or more.
So, in their late 20s, early 30s, wanting to start a family. So this was a big change for them, a big move. So they had a lot of decisions to make and a lot of things on their minds. So they wanted us to come in. They're renting back the house to the people that owned it so that their kids can finish school. So they had a lot of things that they were overwhelmed with. So they weren't really like looking at the lighting. And as soon as we started mentioning that, they were like going, oh God, yeah, there really aren't any can lights up there. I remember the first house I bought, I didn't realize I didn't have a linen closet. You're overwhelmed with a lot of things. So it was really great because a lot of the things that they had looked at and thought about, they had realized that there were some things they didn't see.
Yeah. So think hard about how you live, because we can make a room beautiful, but if it doesn't function or something's annoying, it's just a bummer. Yeah. So while you're doing your homework, really try and do some research, because I'm telling you right now, no matter who you hire, things cost more than you think they do.
Yeah.
So
90% of the time, we ask clients and how much they'd like to invest, and they say they don't really know. So, look online, magazines, talk to friends, and people, HGTV is not real.
Yep.
You need to have an idea of what things really cost.
And really, I've been telling you all about this fixer-upper lake house that my husband and I bought, and we seriously went to our financial planner, and we were like, okay, we want to renovate this house, but we don't want to be dumb. What can we do? How much money do we have? Because we just finished getting our kids through college, and we have to retire at some point. And so I honestly didn't know, do I have 50? I don't know. Do I have 100? I mean, we really needed to put pen to paper. So really think about that, because people kind of do know what their budget is, but they don't want to say it.
Yeah.
And just know, having a beautiful home, it's not cheap no matter how you shake it.
Yeah. So along with all of that, you want to find the right designer for you. So some ways to do that is ask a friend, maybe that has similar tastes, personality, and a budget for a referral. That's always a good, I like getting referrals from my friends. You can find qualified designers through ASID, which is the American Society of Interior Designers.
You just plug in your area, and it'll give you a whole list.
And then either a local boutique or design center can give you referrals. And then, of course, the internet, there's all of, there's Google, Facebook, Houzz, websites, Instagrams, blogs. So stalk the designers.
There's so many. I would say it's just amazing to me how many clients call us straight off the web. Mm-hmm. So brave. But nowadays, you can really, whatever you want to know about Kandrak and Cole, you just go on and
Google our name. There's pages of it.
You can read our blogs. You can listen to our podcast. You can see our portfolio. If you don't like any of that, don't call us. It's pretty obvious kind of how we work and what we're like. And it does, again, this is all research. You're about to spend a bunch of money. So, but I think besides, just getting online and really Googling, there are some great resources in your local, your stores, if a little local boutique, or if you're lucky enough to live in New York or Chicago or LA, where the big design centers are, then they
could give you a referral.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, you and I worked in that showroom for so long, and we got a lot of clients from that. Just people walking up to us and going, do you do more design outside of the store?
Yeah. Yeah. So, an interview, the interview process really kind of goes both ways. So, when you call a designer, let's just say you've narrowed it down to 3 people, call and ask a lot of questions, and you'll kind of feel when it's right. So, a lot of times people will want to know the process, and the interior design business is really not regulated in a way that you have to charge a certain amount or you have to charge a certain way. So many designers charge hourly. A lot of them do a flat fee, which is what we do. And so, when you call our office, you'll be qualified by Amy, and she'll ask a lot of questions. But it really helps when the client asks a lot of questions as well, because it helps us to narrow down what you're looking for, and decide, do you want full service? Do you want us to collaborate? There's just so many different ways that you can work with a designer.
And, like, for example, we are not, this is going to sound terrible, but we aren't collaborative designers. Okay. What were you going to, what's that about to scare you?
I was afraid you were going to be kind of mean. Oh, be mean.
Well, I'll get mean and just give me a few minutes. I went to the last topic. But, and I don't mean that in a bad way, just we don't shop with our clients. Mm-hmm. We want to know all about you and what you like and what you want. And, but we have to step back and really do the design, because I think another thing that guy said was that too many cooks kill the broth. And
true.
And there's it's collaboration can be really, what we have found is very overwhelming for the client.
And generally what we're presenting you with, it has gone through 3 or 4 different reviews of items, whether they be if you're allergic to down, we have to take that into consideration. If that particular product that we found that we love is out of stock, well, that has to go. So there's so much that goes into it that if you would come into a showroom with us, it's so overwhelming. It's just not. It doesn't work well for us.
The one place we are collaborative with our clients is with art, because it is so personal, and we do a lot of commissioned original art, and we really have to work very closely with our clients to get that art right. But
but as far as coming shopping with us and stuff,
that's not happening.
But
if the person that wants to do that, and some people really do like that, that's totally fine. But you would need to know that, pick a designer that does it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
We just don't. Yeah. So, okay. So what were we talking about next? So that was kind of like interviewing. Oh, communicating with your designer.
Yeah. So you should communicate with your designer like you would your therapist or your doctor. Like, you need to share everything. Yep. We need to know every little thing. If you are traumatized over the color gold because of something, you need to tell us that. Everybody has little quirks. So, and the more that you tell us and the more you share with us, the better the outcome will be. So put together a house idea book, a Pinterest board, magazine cutouts. Help us to know, what you are drawn to.
And I think, be really honest about your lifestyle. What makes you happy? What makes you uncomfortable? What are your favorite things? Are you a collector? Where have you traveled? What's your favorite sport? Do you love art? What kind of art? It's your home. We're just bringing it to life. So, but I think that communication is so important. So many times we go to a new client's house and they're like a deer in the headlights. They're like, I don't know. You do know. We just have to bring it out of you.
We have to pull it out. Like, this is just a crazy thing. I've always been attracted to silhouettes. I don't really know why. Whenever I see them, I'm kind of like, I'm just drawn to them. And so now when I go to an antique shop or whatever, I've started collecting them. And so I've got quite a few, and I'm going to do, a nice gallery, so that when I look at that, that's something that that I love to look at and that I relate to. And there's got to be something that people are attracted to and like, that we can somehow incorporate it into their house.
Yeah. So here's where I'm going to get just a little bit, we're just going to have a teaching moment here. We're just going to be real honest. So you've done your research. You've talked to your significant other about budget. You've delved into your deepest desires. You've decided that you're going to be nice to your spouse while we're in your house. And here we come, and we've had a great 2-hour consultation, and we're ready to hit the road.
Okay, there's 3 words that now they're in all caps.
Yes.
Okay. First, step back. Second, let us do our work. Mm-hmm. And third, trust us and give us the freedom to do what you've hired us to do.
There you go. See, I'm not the
nice.
only meanie.
That was
That's
nice.
not.
Was
yeah,
I mean?
No.
No.
But honestly, I mean, and we do our best work when our clients allow us to breathe and
Not micromanage every part of it.
do not micromanage. And also be a little flexible to think outside the box. If your designer is a good listener and you were a good communicator, then it's all going to be okay. And that's what really, I mean, you don't want to hire a designer for vanilla or for something that you could do, because obviously you can't do it or you wouldn't have hired the designer. So stepping out a little bit and having a little something new and exciting that you're like, I would have never done that, but I love it, is like the ultimate
It should
thing.
be a really fun process. And the more that you open up and the more you talk about it and the more you start to look at design as not just something beautiful, but something that speaks to you and is going to be super comfortable. Like, I loved it. Yesterday, this clients that we met with, it was so great. They said, well, we don't like really deep sofas. We've decided that the depth of the sofa that we really like is about 23 inches. Oh my God, how great is that?
Thank you for going. They went to Room and Board and they sat in some sofas and they decided what they liked. It was
How great is
music to my
that?
ears.
Yeah, how great is that? Like those kind of things that you can tell a designer are like gold. I mean, it's so great to be able to get as much information because it only makes you happier and makes us get it right.
So here's another little tip for how to be a dream client. Have realistic expectations regarding timelines and talk to your designer about that. Our designs do not come to fruition for months because we have to do the design. You've got to approve it. You've got to pay for it. The manufacturers need time to create it all, which can take anywhere from 2 months to 5 months. It just depends on kind of if you've asked for something special.
Generally,
so
8 to 12 weeks
for us,
for
our
us,
designs.
unless we're doing something really, really out of the box that we need, an artisan to, make that might take longer. But it isn't going to happen in a couple weeks.
No. So, and maybe there's a designer or out there a decorator that can just, that goes to retail shops and pulls things off the floor and puts it in your house. That's just not us because we do more of a custom design. But if that's what you want, then again, that's okay. You just have to talk to your designer about it.
Yeah.
The other thing,
Okay, this is the hot one.
people, go ahead.
You say it together.
Yeah.
Please do not go behind a designer's back and troll for prices on the internet. That breeds
That is
mistrust
bad.
and zaps the good juju out of the relationship immediately.
Yeah. And we've had that happen. We're very lucky that hasn't happened very often, but we have a lot of designers who really friends who have struggled with this with their client relationships. And I mean, people, if you're hiring us and you've paid a big fat design fee, go do what you do. Go sit back and relax. Go to work, play with your kids. Do not, we're not going to screw you.
Yeah,
so
we're very transparent in how we charge. So, yeah.
And honestly, you might find something on the internet for $100 less than we're selling it for, but guaranteed it's, it might not ship right. It might be there's so many details involved with what we do to just, let it be. And we just don't want that kind of relationship with our clients. That's just not trusting and, So the other thing, and I learned this from a client actually, because we're always so, we're aiming to please all the time, and our clients are such a priority, and we're really, gunning for perfection. And I'll never forget this one client we had, and Leslie, and this fabric was back ordered, and I was so upset. I'm like, Leslie, I'm so sorry. I have to tell you that it was lake time and season. It was the season. I wanted her house to be perfect for the beginning
She
of
had a deadline.
the Memorial Day weekend, and I'm like, the fabric's back ordered. The window treatments won't be there in time. And she was like, Kelly, they're only window treatments. And she just let me breathe. I mean, I was so relieved for that mentality of, hey, you know what? Shit happens. It's going to be okay. It's not cancer. It's interior design. It'll be okay. So whenever we have clients that have that kind of attitude, not like it gives us free reign to like, woohoo, screw up or anything, but it just makes things better.
Well, with the volume of products that we're ordering, invariably there's going to be a little something that happens. Either something will come in a little damaged. It all gets taken care of, but there's no reason to stress and flip out. It really is. It's just interior design.
And I think this is where it helps if you're listening and you're not necessarily this isn't pertaining to interior design per se, because I think I have a lot better relationships with my contractors that I work with because I've been on the other side. You know, and so if they call me and say, I just can't get to you for 2 weeks, you know what?
Yeah.
So be it.
And trust me,
the color came out wrong, but I'm going to fix it for you. Okay, thank you for fixing it.
It's and you don't want to be the pain in the hiney. I mean,
because you'll pay
in
you'll pay
different kind of ways. So be respectful of these professionals because you'll end up with a better job for sure. We aim to please, but there are some things that are out of our control.
Well, and let me just tell you something, and I'll speak for all contractors, whether they want to admit it or not. There is such a thing called a PITA tax, pain in the you-know-what, tuchus. And if you are a PITA client, you're going to pay more. And I'm just being honest because it's true. So
there you have it.
There you have it.
And the bottom line, really, enjoy this investment in your home. It's your sanctuary. It's where you come home every night. Enjoy it. It doesn't need to be a source of stress. You should come home and it should be restful and relaxed.
And you should just
love it and enjoy it.
Yep. So, okay. Quote of the day.
Okay.
Want to do, you do the funny, I'll do the inspirational. Okay.
I'll just have you know, I found the funny one like 5 minutes ago. I struggle with these funny ones.
Thank God for Instagram. Is that where you found it?
Of course. Yes.
Okay. I don't know where I found this one. Probably Facebook or something. But I figured it was appropriate for what we're talking about and for the fact that I'm like coming out of my skin with stress right now. So, working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion. And that's Simon Sinek. You know what? That's what I should do. I should just tell myself today, I'm not stressed out because I have 10 million things to do. I'm very passionate today.
Yes. Yes.
Namaste. I'm very passionate today.
Yes. All right. So, talking about relieving stress, summer's coming. We all want to look good. So, and I've kind of got exercise on the brain. So here we go. Exercise makes you look better naked. So does tequila. It's your choice. So
I'm totally choosing the tequila, man.
So there you have it. We hope this helped because being a dream client in any form will really help you in the end.
Yep.
And make whatever you're working on a much more pleasurable experience for you and whoever you've hired.
Correct. That is a good point.
Yes.
So probably to bring this home, do you think next week we should talk about some of our nightmare clients? Because it's kind of funny.
Okay.
They're probably not listening.
It's probably some good stories.
Yeah.
But we do have an announcement, which is very exciting.
Oh, yes.
We have just been approved by iHeartRadio for our podcast to hit their airwaves.
Woohoo!
So, Inside Design with Kandrack, Kandrac, and Cole, Kole. So I feel like we keep getting more and more listeners.
Yep.
But, we'd love a few more. So tell your friends about us. And even if it's not necessarily interior design that they're looking for, a lot of the things that we talk about apply. Just tie it to life. And if they need a funny quote at the end, they can just, swipe all the way to the right.
Yeah. So we really appreciate you listening, and we hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Join Joanne and Kelly weekly for a lively conversation about trends, travels to industry events, current design projects, the good, the bad, and the ugly, do's and don'ts, product recommendations, and more. Be sure to follow the fun on Facebook. They're on Instagram at Kandrak Cole, and of course, you've got to visit them online at kandrak-cole.com for more information.